Donald Trump and Ben Carson are joining forces. They are currently leading in basically every poll of the GOP primary, and they're gonna flex their muscles. They're gonna throw their weight around to get what they want when it comes to the next debate being hosted by CNBC. In a joint letter sent on Thursday, Trump and Carson said they would not participate if the debate ran longer than 2 hours, including commercials, or if it did not allow for opening and closing statements by the candidates. And by the way, they weren't the only ones. So they're pushing for these restrictions on what CNBC can do. But a strategist for Senator Ted Cruz said the candidate might not attend without opening and closing remarks. Rand Paul's aide responded, "If we don't have opening and closing statements, CNBC can go fuck themselves." That was their closing statement, by the way. So they take those very carefully, being able to deliver short scripted remarks. Mm-hmm. Now, Marco Rubio says that he'll be at the debate come hell or high water. He's apparently a wuss in comparison to the others. Jeb Bush is going to be there regardless. And just spoiler alert, CNBC has actually caved. Let's bring up this tweet. I hate to show his stupid face, but Donald Trump says they've agreed. Fantastic news for all, especially the millions of people who will be watching. So they're going to have it be just 2 hours long. But what do you guys think about these? Are these unreasonable expectations, or am I being too hard on them?
Well, first, Carson and Trump, the Tea Party's ultimate, dream of they could just roll the two into one and make him one person. I've heard this before. These two are, it's unique that they're joining forces. Though.
Yes,
that's weird. You've got
especially because they're so close in the polls.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like you're making a joke. Anyway,
no. I mean, he's up by 3 or 4 points. Like you'd imagine they'd be even more at each other's throats at this point.
You would think they're like little bosom buddies, but I don't know why this respected neurosurgeon would link himself to, he was so respected, this pediatric neurosurgeon, I don't get this move. I don't understand you, sir.
Yeah.
Well, in regard to what they want out of the debate, honestly, a 2-hour debate is not unreasonable if you have 3 candidates in the debate. But right now, how many candidates do they have?
34.
Okay. A high number. I mean, I don't even know.
A couple of the contestants from Dance Moms are actually in the race now.
I wouldn't be surprised. It's such a circus on the Republican side. So I know a 2-hour debate for a lot of people sounds like a very long time, but when you consider the commercial breaks and the number of candidates that are part of the debate, you have to understand that a lot of candidates don't even get asked any questions when it comes to things like foreign policy and some of the more important things that we want to know about. So again, if it was just Donald Trump and Ben Carson, I'm okay with a 2-hour debate. Look, I'm okay with a 2-hour debate because I don't want to sit in the chair for 3 hours and watch all these maniacs sound off with their policy ideas. But at the same time, it's important to know where they stand on these issues, and you just need an ample amount of time to do that. I don't have a problem with them wanting to spout out their talking points because the entire thing is them spouting out talking points. So if they want to do like their opening statement and their closing statement, sure, whatever.
Yeah. The only problem I really have with the opening and closing statements is that they're unbearable.
They are unbearable. I hate them. But the entire thing is unbearable.
Yeah, that's the thing. They take a question that's very specific and they just begin delivering their 30-second talking point.
Like this.
Can't you just do it then? Exactly. Or Ted Cruz, very aggressively.
He does have a spike to him. That's right.
Exactly.
With the lashes blinking.
With the lashes, his beautiful lashes, yes.
His lovely lashes.
In terms of whether they should have the opening and closing statements, the 2 hours versus 3 hours, I don't know if it needs to be 3 or if it should be 2. I thought that the 3 was fine, but I'm a political nerd. I like sitting through that stuff. To me, it's the inherent weakness and intellectual cowardice, I should say, in whatever they say it should be, then saying, no, I refuse to do that much. When the whole point of having the debates, supposedly, is to have a chance to describe your policies and to tell people why they should support you. That's your opportunity to do that in a very direct way. To, in the case of the Republicans, probably more than 20 million people. To say that you don't want to do that as much as possible, to me, is saying, and I think understandably considering how they perform in the debates, that they don't have faith in their message. They don't have faith in their ability to persuade. I think that Donald Trump is worried that what will happen is what happened in the last one. That he gets to insult a couple of people and get some chuckles, and then they start asking him specific questions, and it's clear that he doesn't know what he's talking about on many issues, domestic or foreign policy. And Ben Carson, he has his sweet neighborhood doctor routine, but if you hear him talk for a really long time, he starts effectively allowing for anti-vaxxers to get their... I think that they both know that they start looking crazy the longer you keep the camera on them.
You're right about that. I don't think either one of them is really serious about the presidency. And the reason why I say that is because, number one, Ben Carson is deciding to take a break right now from campaigning so he can focus on selling his book. Okay? And all the profits that he makes from his book is not going to go to his campaign, so you can't make the argument that he's doing that for fundraising. He's doing that for personal profit. If you're second in the polls right now and you decide, hey, you know what, I'm going to take a break and I'm going to sell my book, well, then you're not serious about being president of the United States, right? And Trump is not serious because during the very first GOP debate, he said that he would be willing to run as an independent if it turns out that he's lower in the polls. So neither one of them is serious. Neither one of them has any real policy ideas. When they're asked about their policy ideas, they usually say, you know, I'm still working on it, or I'll figure it out after I get elected. Get the out of here, okay? That doesn't make any sense at all. If people don't understand that they're not serious about this yet, and if people don't understand that there's no substance behind them yet, then they're done for anyway, right? Those people are going to support them no matter what. But you can tell that they're only making vague statements in a 10-minute debate. You can tell that they're making vague statements in an hour-long debate. You don't need a lot of time to figure out that they're BS.
Yeah.